Learning crochet means you have to start with boring, basic stuff. Like you have to spend months just practicing simple stitches before you can actually make something that looks good. That is not true. There are 64 beginner crochet patterns out there that are so easy to follow, you can start making real, beautiful things almost immediately. And that is exactly what we are going over today. Crochet has this reputation for being this complicated, old-fashioned craft that takes years to learn. And because of that, a lot of people give up before they even really try. They pick up a hook, attempt one pattern, get confused, and just drop it. But here is the thing. The reason most beginners struggle is not because crochet is hard. It's because they started with the wrong patterns. The right pattern makes everything click. It shows you how stitches work together, how to read instructions, how to count rows, all of that, without making your brain feel like it's about to explode. So today, we are going through 64 beginner crochet patterns, broken down into categories, so you can find exactly what matches your skill level and your interest right now. Let us start with scarves and cowls, because honestly, this is where most beginners should begin. The structure is simple. You're usually just working in rows or rounds, and the result always looks impressive, even when the stitch is basic. The first one is the simple garter stitch scarf. This is as beginner as it gets. You just chain a long row and single crochet all the way through, row after row. Sounds boring, but the result is a clean, thick scarf that actually looks really nice. Second is the chunky ribbed scarf. You use a bigger hook and a thicker yarn, and you work in back loops only. That back loop technique creates this ribbed texture that makes it look way more complicated than it actually is. Third is the striped scarf. Same as the simple scarf, except you switch yarn colors every few rows. This is a great way to practice changing colors without it being stressful, because a scarf is long, so you have lots of practice space. Fifth is the messy bun hat with cowl combo. This one uses basic stitches but combines two pieces into one pattern, which starts to teach you how to follow multi-part instructions. Sixth is the granny square scarf. You make individual granny squares, which are also beginner-friendly, and you join them into a scarf shape. This one is great because you're practicing two skills at once. Seventh is the textured bobble scarf. Bobble stitches sound scary, but they're just a cluster of half-finished stitches pulled together at the end. Once you do it twice, you'll never forget how. Now let's move into hats, because hats are one of the most satisfying things to make as a beginner. You can finish one in a single afternoon and you immediately have something wearable to show for your work. Eighth is the basic beanie. You work in rounds. You decrease at the top to close the hat, and you're done. Super clean, super simple. Ninth is the slouchy beanie. Same as the basic beanie, but you add extra rounds before decreasing, so it has that loose, casual look. 10th is the ribbed beanie. You crochet a long ribbed strip and then seam the ends together and close the top. The ribbing is what makes it look store-bought. 11th is the newborn baby hat. Baby hats are tiny, which means they use very little yarn and they work up extremely fast. Great for practice. 12th is the ear flap hat. You make a regular beanie and then add two ear flap panels at the bottom. The flaps are just rectangles, honestly. 13th is the bucket hat. More of a structured shape, but still beginner-friendly because it uses simple stitches. You just build upward in rounds and then work a flat brim outward. 14th is the messy bun beanie. There's a hole at the top of this hat for your ponytail or bun to come through. It is just a regular beanie with the top left open instead of closed. 15th is the pom-pom hat. You make any basic hat and then attach a pom-pom on top. You can buy pom-poms or make them yourself with leftover yarn. Now let us get into dishcloths and washcloths, because these are genuinely the best practice pieces out there. They are small, flat, and fast. You can knock one out in an hour, and you immediately have something useful for your home. 16th is the basic single crochet dishcloth, just rows of single crochet. That is the whole pattern. 17th is the waffle stitch dishcloth. The waffle stitch looks textured and beautiful, but it is just a combination of single crochet and double crochet in a specific order. Once you get the rhythm, it goes fast. 18th is the diagonal stitch dishcloth. This one creates a diagonal line pattern across the cloth. It sounds complex, but you're just increasing on one side and decreasing on the other. 19th is the striped dishcloth. You switch colors every few rows. Same as the striped scarf concept, simple but effective. 20th is the granny square dishcloth. One single granny square sized up a little, done. 21st is the moss stitch dishcloth. The moss stitch alternates between chain stitches and single crochets, and it creates this bumpy, beautiful texture that feels great in your hand. 22nd is the heart dishcloth. You follow a simple chart to create a heart shape in the middle using color changes. This is a great introduction to color work. Now, bags and pouches. Beginners always underestimate how easy bags are to make, and the results are always stunning. 23rd is the drawstring bag. You crochet a tube, close the bottom, and thread a cord through the top to close it. Super simple and useful. 24th is the market tote bag. You work in rounds from the bottom up, adding handles at the end. Cotton yarn works best for this one. 25th is the coin purse. Tiny, fast, and great for practicing zippers or buttons as closures.